Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper. I'm so happy that you're here with me today. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for stories and stamps. And today I have a fantastic stamp set for you, and it's called Watercolor World. Let's take a look. So here is the stamp set, Watercolor World, and it's a whole, the world, a map of the world. And you're thinking, okay, what am I going to do with that? So I have paired it with the Alphabet Alamo dies. Now, if this is the only set of dies you're going to get this year, I would suggest it. It's all the letters of the alphabet and the numbers and symbols. It's really fantastic. And what's nice too is that they have like two A's, there's two I's, there's two E's. So the vowels, there's two R's, two S's, two T's. A lot of the things that you use a lot of, there's two of. So if you're making a title for a scrapbook page, or if you're making a name for a card or a gift, it's wonderful. And the other thing I'm using today is the basic borders dies. I've decided to use this little ziggy-zaggy one. They're all stitched, okay? I love them. I reach for them a lot. And then the other thing is this. And you're thinking, well, what the heck is that? Well, on the back is an adhesive sheet, and this is just plain white. So my tip today is that instead of using lots of adhesive sheets on different colored cardstock, just use your adhesive sheets on white, and I just press the ink pad to this so that I could get green numbers. So this is a great way to save money, and I'm all about teaching you how to save money. So let's get started. Are you ready? My absolute favorite tool is the Stamparatus, and this is what it looks like. It has two plates like this that are hinged and that go in here. I usually only use one at a time. It comes with two magnets, and it comes with this foam insert. So if you're using photopolymer stamps, you put this inside. I am not using photopolymer stamps. I'm going to take a piece of white, and this is 3 3/4 inches wide. That's the width that I wanted. It's as wide as my cardstock. I don't need it to be this wide, but I want to stamp away from the hinge. So we're going to put our world on here. And I'm making sure that I don't go past the edge. And I'm going to stamp it. I'm going to go with some fun colors. I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can use this. So for this one, I'm stamping in Tahitian Tide. Great color. I love it. It's a little bit like our old tempting turquoise. So you just ink up your stamp, and you're going to see variations, okay? Don't think you have to keep pressing. You'll see a little bit of shading. That's the way the stamp works. So let's give it a press and see what it looks like. Okay, now I think it could be a little bit darker, so I'm going to give it one more layer. There. And now I wanted to add a little, oh yeah, that looks great. I want to add a little bit of dimension to my globe, to my world. So I'm going to take some Starry Sky and a sponge dauber, which is one of these little guys. You put it on the end of your finger, so. And let me see, get this in the picture, and just tap it on here. And then I'm going to just sponge it along the edges. And the nice thing is that I can do this a little bit at a time. I don't have to do the whole thing. See? Let's have a look. That didn't do much at all. Okay, let's do it again. Maybe I need to do some healthy huffing. If you've sponged, you kind of have to go like, oh, here. Go like, blow some hot air on it. And let's see if we got a little edge on there. Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong spot. I was looking over here. I'm such a goof. I was looking here. It's done beautiful work. I thought it wasn't working. I was looking in the wrong spot. I'm technically, directionally challenged. If you go shopping with me in a mall, I almost always turn the wrong way when I leave a store. So Gerard is trying to teach me a system to think about it, to always go right, go right, go right. And then so I go through the whole mall or market going right, and then turn around, and then, yeah, you always go right. So I'm trying, but that's why I thought it was really funny. I was looking on the wrong side of my stamp, and you guys probably already saw it. Look how nice that looks. I just need this little piece here, which is right here. So, and I just love the look of this. It gives you just a little bit more, yeah, interest instead of just one solid color. That looks great. I could do a little bit more here, which is this section right here. There we go. Oh yeah, that looks fantastic. All right, now we're going to trim it down to the card size. Now I've chosen to use a large Memories and More card. So this card is 4¼ inches by 6¼ inches. So that means this has to be 6¼ inches long. So we'll get out our paper trimmer. And then I'm going to show you a couple more options. I don't want this whole big white piece on here, so I'm going to trim it here. And then, now I want to show you another little thing. The 6¼ is right on this gray part right here. So I'm going to open up the arm, and I'm going to go to the next long stripe, which is right there. Now that seems like it's, oh, I need it to be, yeah, I do. Let's just look to see if I did this right. I did. Okay, so I want to show you now a totally different way of doing it. Let's do the same stamp, but I want to do it on Starry Sky. So that means I'm going to have to clean off my stamp for a minute. So I have a Starry Sky piece. It's also 3 3/4, but we need to clean the stamp for a minute because I'm going to stamp it in black, and I'm going to show you another trick to use with the Stamparatus. And I've done a video on it before, and it's like how to get 52 colors with 1 ink, and that's 52 embossing things. All right, let me just, I don't want this to be too wet. All right, we're going to get a black ink. There we go. Memento. And move this out of the way. We're going to ink it up. And I'm not sure if it's not, I don't know if the Starry Sky is going to be too dark. This is just an experiment. Okay. We're going to see how it works. Oops, I've got to move the magnet out of the way. There, give it a nice press. And I think we're going to have to ink it up a few times to get it nice and dark. Oh yeah, that does look pretty cool. Okay, that's awesome. One more layer of black, and then we're going to use my magic trick. And I absolutely love showing you how to make cards that are beautiful, but not too difficult. Okay, so now we've got this black world. I could have used brown too. I was thinking about early espresso, but I've gone with black because I really wanted a contrast. So I'm cleaning off my stamp with my chamois. And the chamois you can just rinse with water and squeeze it till it runs clean. I usually clean mine once a day. And then I store it in a clear stamp case with a label on it so I can find it easily. Now what we're going to do, first I'm going to close up my black ink. Except I can't find, oh, there's the lid. And then we're going to stamp in Versamark. So I keep everything in this tray. It's my embossing tray. I've got clear embossing powder. I've got my embossing buddy and Versamark. So we're going to ink up the map, the world, in Versamark. And we're going to go right over top. And Versamark is a clear, sticky ink that lets embossing powder stick to it. So here we go. Press, press, press. Make sure that everything has had a good press. And then now we're going to take our tray, our embossing tray here. Get this out of the way. And we're going to pour on the clear embossing powder. I should have looked, make sure it's clear and not white. If it's white, I'm screwed. Huh, guess what? It's white. Oh my word. Okay, well, guess what? I was too... This is going to be really interesting. If you stamp in the wrong color, just emboss in white. Well, that kind of looks interesting, doesn't it? Here, well, let's see how it turns out. This was not what I had planned to do. If I would have used clear embossing powder, it would have been shiny black, but yeah, a mistake. Okay, so that definitely went wrong. But you know, if you stamp in the wrong color, you can cover it up with white embossing powder. There's no way you can see that underneath here it was black ink. So the white embossing powder and the clear embossing powder look very similar. So here I've done it again, and this is clear embossing powder. So it's not quite as bright white as the white, but when it's sitting in the pot, it doesn't look much different. So I've started embossing it, and what you get is a nice glossy black image. So then you don't have to buy all the different colors of embossing powder. I also like the way the clear melts. So anyway, I just thought that was a great tip for you. So I'm going to finish embossing it. You can see how it's kind of like you can see the gradation from the shiny black to the gray. So when you start embossing it, first it's like starts with white, then it goes to kind of gray, and then it turns shiny black. My cord doesn't reach, so I'm not going to emboss on camera today. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have. We have the first one where I stamped in Tahitian Tide and then sponged the edges in Starry Sky. Then I have my mistake where it ended up in white. We'll see what I do with that. And then this is what I wanted to show you, that you could just emboss in black. So there's just some dots on there. I don't think that was there before, but okay. And then I thought I'd show you my mistake. So I stamped this on shimmery white, and I wanted to do like 3 sections of color. And then I tried to add some more with the dauber, and it just looked awful. It looks like there's this blotch. So I thought, nah, not going to do that. So now let's put our card together and see which one I choose. This was my original, and it's a little bit lighter. And the reason, so this is it on shimmery white, and this is on regular white. And I want to put it on a white card, and I kind of like the contrast between, I like this shimmery, but this one's brighter. So I cut a strip of the Tahitian Tide, so this is going to go underneath at 6 1/4 inches, and then I used the dies to cut the 2000. So I'm just going to lay that on here and see. Oh, I do like it so bright. Well, we're going to keep stamping, people. I decided that I wanted to do 2023, and I wanted to use this saying, this moment is the start of something great. So you could give this card to someone who's graduated, to someone who's going on a trip, to someone who's moving, all kinds of reasons, someone who bought a new house. The world is their oyster. And I've seen other people use the alphabet dies to do a name or a travel gift, like a gift card, or happy birthday, but I decided to do the year. And we're going to grab our Stamparatus again. Oh yeah, and this is the rest of that greatest journey. And what I love about this stamp set and this bundle is the dies. The dies have a runner, a biker, a tent, a person carrying a lantern, trees, and then yeah, clouds, and then dies that cut out these things. And great grass. Grass is always awesome to use with other stamps. So fantastic bundle. Now let's get this. And that's a clear photopolymer stamp. So now we need that black insert. Okay, so we're going to put this in. Now I have to find my stamp, which has gone missing. So I have my Stamparatus, and more importantly, I have my stamp. So I'm putting this in like so, because I want the saying to go over here. So I'm going to lay that down. This moment is the start of something great. So, and I think we're going to ink it up in the Starry Sky just to give it a nice contrast. That's what I love about Stampin' Up, that everything coordinates so beautifully. The inks and the cardstock. There. This moment is the start of something great. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go darker because I like the slight ombre look of that. And now we're going to do it on the stark white, so then we can decide which one we like better. And you know what? I'll probably just make 2 cards. One for me to keep for a little while and one to send away. This is also a great one to send to a new demonstrator on my team. It's amazing what can happen when you get starter kit. You only get you can start with a great deal and you get your own discount, but after that, so many things can happen. You meet new people, you can travel, you can make money. It's really a lot of fun. I think I'm going to go with this bright one. So what I'm going to do is lay this. I know you could do two things. You could put this on first, but I want to have my layering right, so I'm going to put this on here instead and then lay the white piece on top. Okay, that's the way I'm going to do it. So yeah, the starter kit right now till the end of February, and that's only a couple days away now. If you wait, it might even be the last day of February. It's the last day to get the starter kit. Yep. And the reason you might be thinking, what are you talking about? Don't you know what day it is? I'm pre-recording this because on the 28th, I'll just have landed with Gerard in Canada. So if you're watching this on the 28th, it's your last day to get the starter kit. And you pay only $135 in Canada, and you can put $225 worth of product in that kit. So really, it's an amazing deal. Last day. See, and now I can lay this on here and I can decide if I want to, yeah, I am going to go right to the top. That looks great. Okay, let's do it. And then the last thing we're going to do is put our dates on here. Now the starter kit is always $135, and normally you get to pick $165 worth of free stuff. And the last I heard, they were still putting a free paper pumpkin in there in North America, so that's also an added value. It's always a great deal. And after that, you get a 20% discount on your own purchases. And you'll get that discount for at least 6 months, regardless of how much you buy or sell. So that's always something people worry about. It looks great just like that, but I'm going to step it up and do the 2023. So I have put this on a adhesive backing. So now I just peel the backing off. You've just basically made stickers. There. 2023. I'm actually really happy with this card. Here. I love the pop of this Parakeet Party. That's the name of that color. Stampin' Up! Likes to make its colors so that they start with the same letter. Starry Sky, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide. It's a bit of a thing. There, and now the 3. So yeah, I have the unique privilege of being a demonstrator in both Europe and Canada because I live in 2 countries. Married to a Dutchman, but have all my kids and grandkids in Canada. I've kept my home in Canada, and I fly back and forth a lot. Okay, what do you think about that? I'm really pleased with it. No idea what it's going to look like. See, that's totally different. And then you could maybe emboss in white. I don't know. I might do something different with this. I love the brightness of this. I have to say it's my favorite. I did this on shimmery white because I was thinking that I could watercolor on it a little bit. And I'm going to show you that actually before we go on this piece that's wrecked anyway. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. It's so important to play. You know, it's only paper. And since I've wrecked it anyway, I could stamp something little and die cut it. But let's just see. Now, this has been sitting on my desk for a couple days. I've got a water painter. I'm just squeezing it. Let's see if it works. Yeah, it's I think it would work much better if you did it right after you stamped. Let's see. I kind of want to fix this spot. Yeah, it is. It's working. But not entirely. But you can see how you can get a little bit of a wash going. It didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. See, if I go like this, you can get a little bit of a color in the sea. I've also seen it done that it's embossed and then you do a color wash in the background. So anyway, it's just fun to play and see what happens. I'm not too impressed with what's happening here, but I think that when you stamp something like this, you want to do the watercoloring right away when the ink is fresh. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, give me a thumbs up on YouTube And I would love it if you subscribe to my channel. That way we can see each other more often. I hope you have a super day. Thank you for joining me. I'm so excited to be spending time with my family in Canada and with Gerard there as well. So you'll be seeing pictures on my Pampered Stamper Facebook page as well. So follow me there. And as always, I love to read your comments. We have a great stamping community. And keep stamping, and together we can change the world one card at a time. Bye.